Do we have someone in the...
Oh, what was that? The green room doorbell?
I'm here.
Is that dent lock?
Ooh.
Oh.
Right on time.
Who's doing the first dent lock question? You wanna start the dent lock interview?
Sure.
Oh, it still says broken heart on there, but
Yeah, but it is very, like, we're excited to have Dentlock because, you know, we recently had discovered him from, you know.
There he is.
What's up?
What's
How
up?
you doing?
Yeah.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Good.
Good.
Just here hanging out.
Can you see us?
That's good. Yeah, I'm excited.
We are too.
I can see you now.
We're waiting for your visual to come up. It always takes a couple of seconds, but you can hear us though, right? So that's good.
Yeah, I can hear you. I think I'm on time now. I'm in on time, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. Did you want to start with the intro?
Yes.
Oh,
Look at you.
hell yeah.
Damn, got a haircut, shaved,
Oh,
everything.
shit.
I had to. Man, I don't grow beard, so I don't even care.
So let's start it off, Claudia.
Oh, so just a couple of questions. I was super intrigued by that mural that you did by the in the alley, and I was like super intrigued by it because it was quick. Like you went in there, you did it super quick, and I was like, whoa! Now we have art, like new art. So how did that come about?
Well, I did that painting. So my idea was to show the history of the hummingbird
Nice.
and its relation with the Mexicas and the Mictlan.
Uh-huh.
And so I went on the Facebook Logan page,
Yeah.
and I asked, "Hey, I need a wall. I want to paint this." And the owner of the house messaged me and told me like I went to meet him, and he pretty much just gave me the wall. He gave me freedom on what I could do there,
Awesome.
and I just went ham. I already had the idea visualized in my head. I knew how I wanted to look. The vision was there. I just needed to execute it.
Dude, and it came out so
And
good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a struggle because if you notice, it has like an extra indent. It has a second wall on the bottom.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
So it's kind of like a little bit between. And I had to keep running from back to all the way to the corner to give a look, make sure it looks good from far away, and then come close. I'm like, that was a struggle, but a good cardio.
Was that your first wall?
No, that's my third wall.
Oh, okay. Where
Yeah, so
where
my
else can
first one
we-
was inside Border X.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen that Coatleque de Tonantzin. I
Uh-huh.
tried to do a mixture between the Virgin Mary and Tonantzin.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that was you.
So I figured that way I could show people that are woke and know about the actual Mexica history, and then people that just follow regular Mexican culture and the Virgin Maria, the Virgin de Guadalupe.
Wow.
Super cool.
That's freaking awesome.
And how does somebody get to do a mural inside of Border X? How did that happen?
I believe in thinking of like speaking things into existence.
Yeah.
And so right here at the shop, one of my clients, she happens to be a bartender. She used to be, I don't know if she still does, but she was a bartender at Torn Brewery. And she's friends with the owners of Border X. And so when Border X decided to do a growler event for like a paint event, she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, they're having an event. You should come buy the bottle and then do your artwork and submit it." So I did. I did this painting of a skeleton like all drunk and shit like next to it with a bunch of
Yeah.
tequila bottles and all that. And so I took it in, and when I was there, she introduced me to the owners. And when I was talking to them, I told them I wanted to do murals. And so the owner, I forgot her name right now, I'm brain farting. But she told me like, "Hey, we have a wall in the back. Would you want to do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's just opportunity presented itself, and I took it."
Dude, that's so
And
awesome.
that's how I got it. Took me 2 days too.
Nice.
Wow. Dude, I feel like you're such an interesting artist because you're doing like murals and you also tattoo, which makes it to where
Yeah.
you're doing like these two super creative things where it's like they involve like drawing and art and all that, but it's like they're totally different mediums. One of them is like a skin and then the other one is like a wall. So I felt like I was like, wow, he's so well rounded in that sense, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to keep it's got like diverse, like
Yeah.
as an art tattoo artist, when I was an apprentice, me and my mentor jumped from shop to shop, and I was introduced to many different styles of tattoo. And I was introduced into the basics. And being the apprentice, the bottom of the food chain, I had to do everybody's stencils. I had to do every prep work. So being able to do that for this artist, it showed me the basics of almost everything.
Nice.
And my background was I was like graffiti and writing, and like I always want to do murals. That was part of my idea.
Yeah.
But I focused for it's been 12 years
Yeah.
straight on tattooing. It's
Wow.
just tattooing, 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 tattooing. On the sides, I've always done painting. When I was an apprentice, my mentor didn't let me tattoo until I had a bunch of watercolor paintings. He's like, you need to do watercolor paintings. You need to get this down. He showed me how to do spit shading. He showed me how to do the watercolor. And so that just started more and more into like painting itself. And
Nice.
now that I managed to set myself on in the tattoo industry, I want to venture off more into muralist, like the art itself.
And how did you learn how to work with the murals? How did you learn how to finish it so quickly?
Uh, Scientific method, trial and error. It's paint. Like, I think with tattooing, I gotta be so precise
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
on point.
Mm-hmm.
I can't mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
I get one shot at it, and it's something that people gotta live with for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
With painting, I could just paint that over. If I
Mm-hmm.
mess it up, I paint it over.
Mm-hmm.
And then it really it's never a mistake. It's just a different way to go about it.
True.
But you
So
think?
if I mess it up,
Oh, go ahead.
uh,
Sorry.
I was not, well. If I mess it up, I just stay back, look at it, and I see how if I could utilize that and make it look better, or just buff it and start over.
But you do think your background as a tattooist is helping you become an even better muralist?
Almost definitely, it definitely has a huge influence on what I do, on the artwork itself, the line work, the shading, all of that comes together. Yeah.
And
I
what?
I, I kind of see it like I don't know if you guys ever played the old Pokemon games when
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
had the attack and the defense and stuff like that, and you gotta do it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I see my life, my skills.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Every skill that I learn, it just adds on to it, and
Mm-hmm.
it like all the painting and the drawing. When I paint and I draw, it adds on to my tattooing, and when I tattoo it, it adds on to my painting.
Hell yeah. And what originally got you to start tattooing?
Tattooing itself.
Mm.
I grew up kind of watching the original tattoo shows on like TLC and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. So I like that, And then I remember it was like the 2 days after my 14th birthday. I went to school and one of my homeboys, he had like his girlfriend's tattoo right here on his neck. I was like, bro, what you get that at? He told the homeboy down the street. So I thought I got some money in my pocket. It was just my birthday.
Yeah.
Take me.
Damn.
So we did school. We went down to
We did
homeboy's his room in the middle of like the hood. I grew up in Lena Vista, so it was right there.
Yeah.
And I told him, hey, I want to get tattooed. He's like, what do you want? I want my last name on my back, which is Angeles. And he's like, all right,
Wow.
you got it. So we went onto his room, and I watched him set up. I watched him draw, and when he put the stencil on me, the moment that needle hit my back, that was it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
There was no doubt in my mind that was it for me.
And then what's the next step to basically you've been doing that full time ever since? Like for about how long have you been full time tattooing?
Full time about 8 years. I apprenticed for a total of 3 years.
Wow.
All meanwhile, I had regular jobs. I worked as a busboy, as a dishwasher, as a cashier. Every single position in the food industry,
Mm-hmm.
I did it through all those times. From since I was 14 years old until I was 22 years old, and then that's when I transitioned completely into tattooing. I left all my jobs. I quit everything, and I just focus on tattoo.
That's freaking awesome. Was there like a specific time where you were like, because obviously your whole entire journey of like apprenticing and all that, like you did it for 3 years. So obviously you were like super, super committed. And like now you've been tattooing for 8. Was there like a specific time where you were like, yeah, I'm going to do this for as a career, as and how did your family feel about that? Like, did you have like a lot of like support from your family? Because I know that a lot of tattoo artists, they're doing it, and then their parents are like, how are you going to make money being a tattoo artist, or how are you going to provide? Or did you have like something where there was like a lot of support, or how was that for you?
Well, I mean, since that moment, since the day that I got my first tattoo, I knew it. There was no doubt.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. I had no vision. That was my goal, and that's what I was shooting for.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it. When it comes to support, I mean, at 15 years old, I bought my first tattoo kit. I was already working, so one of my friends, he had a credit card. I gave him the money. He ordered it for me. I took it home. 2 days later, it was in the trash.
Mm. Oh
You know,
shit.
I came home from school. My mom had thrown it away.
Oh
Oh
shit.
She
shit.
was like, "You're not gonna do this. This is
Uh,
not for you. You got to go to school." And as a parent now, I understand because
Yeah.
we come from. I was born and raised in Mexico, and so my mom she reached the sixth grade, and then she quit and she started working for the family to help out
Yeah.
her family. So her goal to bring me here was for me to study and go to school and educate myself.
mm-hmm.
But I found my passion and I
Yeah.
found my goal, and I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just-
I feel
I went
like
for it.
Hell yeah.
I feel like we have like similar kind of things where it's like, my mom and my dad, they were both, they came here as immigrants, and they were like, "Oh, I made the sacrifice so you could have a career and this and that." And so going into like that creative path, I feel like it's a little, as like someone where it's like their parents came and they did this big sacrifice, they're kind of like, we wish you would have had, like, you would have became a doctor or a lawyer, and so it's a little, now being a parent, I kind of like see it and I'm like, okay, like I understand it, how my parents saw it as like, okay, we made the sacrifice and you have like all these opportunities. Why did you decide to have that? Why did you decide to go into a creative field? Um, have you always had that like now with your kids where would you encourage like a creative field, or would you be more like open to like whatever they decided they wanted to do?
I got a whole lot of support from my dad.
Yeah.
You know, their thing was finish high school, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I finished high school. I graduated with like a 2.4. I barely made it, but I made it.
Mm-hmm.
And so once I was done, he asked me, "What do you want to do now?" And I told him I want to go be a tattoo artist. So he told me, "How do we get started?"
Mm-hmm.
And so ever since, he took me everywhere and he supported me and he took me from shop to shop to shop to shop until I got myself an apprenticeship. Once I got an
Wow.
apprenticeship, he took me to the shop and he picked me up from the shop and he was always there. He's always pushing, 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 pushing. Do it, do it, do it. So as a parent, that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like definitely being an artist influences my kids a lot.
Yeah.
They got sketchbooks and they got paint. They're drawing all the time. They're painting all the time. So, but I'm not pushing it on them.
Yeah.
I'm letting them choose to do it. If they want to do it, awesome, great. I'm pushing you. You're gonna do it. I'm gonna help you out, and we're gonna try to do the best you can. But if they choose to do something else, then cool, let's do it too.
Yeah.
How can
Mm-hmm.
we help? How
Mm-hmm.
can we do? So I think that's like more encouraging and better for them
True.
to I figured you gotta find your passion, you gotta find the thing you like to be happy.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and it's not an easy path, but if you want it, you get it.
And you
Con
said
ganas se puede.
in the
True.
beginning you had different side jobs when you were tattooing and stuff like that. But what got you to the point where you were like, I'm gonna do tattooing full time without any side jobs or side hustles or anything like that?
Um, I was once I did the apprenticeship thing. I was working up in Oceanside, so I had to drive from Claremont to Oceanside every day, and that just wasn't working for me.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up just stopping the shop and just tattooing at home while keeping my other jobs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, one day I was tattooing. I got a call from a client, and she tells me like, "Dude, are you still trying to get back into the shop?" I say, "Yes." All right. Well, there's this guy right now. He's doing my hair, and he's looking for a tattoo artist. So she introduced me to that guy, and it just so happens that that same morning I was on Craigslist looking for tattoo shop opportunities, and I messaged that same guy.
Oh shit.
So it was just like meant to happen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I spoke it into existence again. I was telling my
Mm-hmm.
clients I want to get back into a shop. I got to get back into it. This is, to me, is the right way to do it. You know,
Yeah.
I was trained to do it in a professional setting and all of that. So being at home was a little offset for what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
The real respect and the credibility comes with the shop name. You
Yeah.
know, with the professionalism of it. So I went to meet up with that guy, and he's like, "When can you get started?" I start Monday. Let's do it.
And you've been there ever since?
So I had to pay rent. I got lucky, and I was able to find a spot where there's a booth rent.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So I was paying booth rent to be there every day, but I wasn't being there every day because I was still keeping my regular job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because regardless, that regular job provided my rent.
Mm-hmm.
It provided. I already had a son, so it provided the things that I needed for my son.
Mm-hmm.
Tattooing was still like a growing process.
Yeah.
So eventually, I got tired of having that job, and I said, "Fuck it. I'm already paying for the whole week here. I'm already paying for the whole month here. Might as well just spend the whole month here."
But was it
True.
like a quick
And
decision
I
one day to the next? You're like, fuck it. I'm not going to the job anymore. Was it like just a quick decision? Like you were like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to that job anymore. I'm tattooing full time. That's it. Or was it more of a thought out?
um, kind of, I had to, certain things had to fall in place for me to just go and do that. I
Mm-hmm.
needed that job security. I
Mm-hmm.
needed that amount of money to be set so that at one time I was very, very broke,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to go steal fucking toilet paper from Smart and Final.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I promised myself I would never go back to that same situation.
Yeah.
So before I did that jump, I make sure I was secure. I make sure that I had that job, continue the consistency of work.
Because you had a family at that time too,
Yeah.
right? It's not just you, right? You also had to think about your family.
I just had my son.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just you.
It was
Okay.
just me and him.
Okay. 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 Cool.
What's
So, like,
next for you? Like
Yes.
what do you want to do? Like what
right now,
Yeah, like what's next? Like what would you want to like do? Like what's one of your goals? Like what do you speaking into existence these days?
I want to be in the history books.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. I want my kids, grandkids to read about me.
Yeah.
To find me in the book. I mean, that's my great grandfather right there. That's my goal, to leave my mark like that. I don't want to be like famous and all that stuff. I don't like that. I don't care for none of that stuff. I just want to be. I want to leave a mark. And I want to be able to show people what it was. And try to give a message. Right now, I'm really big into cultura and the Mexicas and the whole history of our people and where it comes from. I come from Mexico City,
Yeah.
so I come straight from like Tenochtitlan. I was born and raised in Tenochtitlan.
Mm-hmm.
So I, I try to show people like, hey, this is what we did. This is what we went through. My parents didn't have this information and this knowledge available to them because it wasn't. Now I have it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I try to like push it and show. I show my kids about it. Like, hey, read this. Hey, did you know we did this? You know, this is what happened to us, to our people. This is where we come from. And so that's my idea and my goal is just to kind of help spread that out and show everyone else.
Have you ever brought your kids along with you when you're painting a mural?
All the time. Yeah.
Right?
so
Weren't
cool.
you when you painted this one, right? I think I saw you out there painting, but you might have had your kid with you.
Yeah, I had my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
She was doing the fills for me.
Super
That's
cool.
so cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I take them with me every time I can. Everywhere I go, like, they paint, you know, they love it.
That's
They
such
like
a
to
good
be
bonding
involved with-
experience.
And where's the next
Yeah.
mural?
Oh.
Because I think we have to, me and Claudia, we still have to check out
Yeah.
one. There's one on El Cajon that was recently finished of a dragon that we haven't seen yet, that I know that today or tomorrow we're going to go scope it out. But where's the,
Oh, sick. I'll get a shop. I say hi. It's like right across the street from my shop.
Oh,
Oh,
shut
perfect.
up. That's so cool. Okay.
and what's the name of the shop?
It's called Beauty and Paint.
What was
We're
it?
inside level 1 barbershop. So it's half barbershop, half tattoo shop.
Okay,
And
perfect.
it's Beauty in Pain, right?
Yeah.
Beauty and
Awesome.
Pain.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're really excited because as soon as we saw like that mural going up, we were like super intrigued and we're like, oh my God, that looks so good. Like there's so much color. Like I love that about our culture is like all the color that we have, you know, like everything's so bright. Like I feel like I'm constantly inspired by color. So when I see a mural like that, I'm like, wow, those colors, how you mesh them really well together. And just like I could totally like, because we saw your other mural on Commercial, right?
Yeah, Commercial Street, right down the road.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and you have like a style, you know? And I was like, this is super cool. Like I really enjoyed them. And so we're just really excited to like, you know, have you on the podcast and then go and seeing the other one and just following your journey as like an artist. And, you know, we were really intrigued by like just getting to see the mural and that you did it very quickly. I was like, damn, he's fucking good, you know? So yeah, we were like, yeah.
Spray paint makes it easy.
Yeah.
You know, I use everything's been with spray paint, and it's just easy to cover things really quick, real fast. I think it took me about 10 hours to knock that one out.
Wow.
And it was in 2 sessions. I did the girl first and the whole background, and then I came back and I added the Jaguar Warrior. And right there, that writing, I did that. That means that's Nahuatl. And it means when you move, the path shows itself.
Oh,
Wow.
shit. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm also trying to learn like Nahuatl and stuff. You know, I'm
That's
trying to
freaking
really
awesome.
come
I love
with
that.
the roots. And
I
like
love
the
that.
idea of this, the Garo de Mictlantecutli and his wife, who is the Katrina, they created the hummingbird as a gift for the Mexicas, as a gift for humanity. And they
Wow.
used them to send messages from the dead to the living.
Wow.
That's why I have the hummingbird in the middle. And according to history, the primary recipients of the messages were the warriors.
The Warriors.
So
Hell
that's
yeah.
why I added the Jaguar warrior there.
Oh,
And
fuck
he's
yeah.
in the heart as a sacrifice, as a like an offer.
Wow.
them.
Super cool. I love that there's like this whole story behind it. I didn't even know any of that. So yeah, I love that, you know, you have like a whole explanation behind it and everything. And that even like now when I see it now, I'm like, whoa, like it has so much like power to it, you know? So thank you for sharing that.
And do you choose those fluorescent
you.
colors purposely? Is that a part of your style, that kind of the bright fluorescent, almost psychedelic look?
Yeah, I liked it. So my main goal was to make that thing visible.
Mm-hmm. And it is.
Like,
Big time.
like, man, look at me, you know, like you stand on a corner across the street and then you could see it, you know, it's just like, whoa. Same thing with the one on by Uncle Show. My whole idea is make this thing bright. You can see it from the freeway. You can see it from the trolley as you pass by. That thing is gonna call your attention no matter what.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times, because our front porch, when we're on our porch, we could see it clearly. And I can't tell you how many times in the morning when we do our morning weed session or whatever, like
Yeah.
we get really we just stare.
Yeah.
We just stare into it. So it's
Yeah.
fucking so dope to have it right there.
Yeah. And now with that meaning behind it, it just kind of like ties it in really well. And we're just kind of like, wow, you know, it's nice to have like that whole backstory behind it. So it makes us appreciate it even more in a totally different level, you know? So it, especially because it has like that whole story behind it where it's like, it's very educational to know that, you know? And I feel like I've been like on this journey where I'm like, who am I? Like, where did my parents come from? Where did my family come from? So being able to have like something like that where you are inspired by like ancestors and all that kind of stuff, it really like, you know, touches me to where I'm like, dude, I need to find out more of like who I am and where we came from, you know? So thanks for inspiring that.
Most definitely. I'm going through that same journey.
Yeah.
Same thing, like finding my roots. And it's interesting because that whole idea came, because I grew up here,
Yeah.
and so the artists that were exposed to in school were the Europeans.
Yeah.
There's all white, you know? And as much as influence as they do in my art, I couldn't resonate with them.
Yeah.
We don't have the same style. So I went and I looked through my favorite artists, like Mexican artists that I knew about. Usually I started with Frida Kahlo, she's one of the most
Yeah.
recognized artists. But then her husband, Diego Rivera, he went through the same journey. He was a very influential person in Europe. He hanged out with a lot of this art. But I read his biography, and he himself says, I didn't relate to these people. They were not my people. So that's when he started looking into pre-Hispanic art. And that's when he found himself and started to do all this. He started looking more into Jose Guadalupe Posada. He started hanging out with cicados, and he created all of this journey, all this art. So the moment I read that, I was like, man, who's Jose Guadalupe Posada? Who's cicados? ¿Quién es este güey? And I started reading all the biographies. And when I read it, and I was just like, whoa, this is me. This is what I should be looking at.
That's
This is
so
where,
cool.
like, I can relate his journey with my journey. I was like, whoa, dude, like, you hanging out with this widows. I'm hanging out with this widows too. And we both have to go look back at our history,
Yeah.
and find ourselves within that. So, like you said, when you're doing your sessions, I would do the same thing.
hell
I
yeah.
would go sit outside my house in my backyard, and then just YouTube videos like Mexica stories, like the legends. Like how legends. You know how that book for dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the same thing, like Mexicas for dummies.
Oh,
So I was, all right, cool. Let me read this.
That's so awesome.
It just simplifies it. It makes it easier to understand all the how everything that happened.
Yeah.
You know. So and then I mean in the middle of my session, it definitely enhances.
right.
That's
So do you have a plan for the next mural?
Yes, I have one today actually.
Oh, shit.
Right after
Wow.
we're done with this,
Oh shit.
I'm gonna head out over there. This one's over there off of Plaza Boulevard. And it's inside of a new opening up shoe store.
wow.
And
Congratulations.
Yeah.
thank you. It happens. Like you gotta speak to these people. I saw the guy on Facebook Craigslist. He was promoting his business opening,
Yeah.
and I sent him a comment. I was like, dude, your wall looks empty. Let me
Right.
do a mural.
Hell yeah. So you came to him. You didn't wait for somebody to come to you.
Yeah, and a couple other people in there, like they backed me up. I got support from all the clients, friends. They're like, yeah, this is the guy too. That's the guy you need.
Yeah.
In the morning when I woke up, I had a message from the owner. They're like, hey, I like your work. Come over. So when I talked to him and we talked about the idea and what he wanted, and that's what we're gonna make it happen today.
That's awesome.
And just to give him a little plug, what's the name of his shoe store that's opening soon?
Raw shop. Raw
Okay.
style.
Raw
Something
style.
like that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's Lao, Cambodian, and Vietnamese.
Super cool.
wow.
So I'm doing a mixture of all those three people together.
That's
Can't wait
awesome.
to
We're
see
gonna
it.
do a Cambodian temple with the
Beautiful.
dragon holding the Vietnamese flag with the
Whoa.
Super cool.
Cambodian three headed. So that should be fun. Should
Hell
be
yeah.
Yeah,
interesting.
that's really cool. We can't wait to see that.
Uh, and then tomorrow I have another one.
Oh
Wow.
shit.
You're on a freaking roll.
I'm telling you, like I'm trying to do this as a living. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I
Hell yeah.
love tattooing itself. I don't think I'll ever quit tattooing. But if I could venture more into painting,
Mm-hmm.
I'll feel a lot more happy,
Yeah.
more better.
Well,
Stress.
we're here for your whole entire journey. We obviously like want to support you and like like that journey and everything. So we're really excited that we got to meet you and came across like your mural and came across you and like who you are as a person. And we're just really grateful that you decided to be on the podcast. And we just really wanted to highlight you as an artist because obviously we feel like you're a super interesting person and super well rounded. So we're gonna keep following your journey
Mm-hmm.
and we know that there's like a lot of really cool things that you're gonna be doing. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am very grateful to be part of this. I was happy when the invitation came. I've been following and I've been liking and I've been watching,
Yeah.
and it was just very exciting when I was like, "Yeah, I'm excited for this. This will be
Yeah.
And the
a
crazy
good
thing,
thing." I
you
really appreciate the opportunity.
my bad Denlock, but you have a connection with one of the tattoo artists that we had on last time, right? Sky? Do you have some kind of connection with
Yeah,
him too?
yes, I do. I don't know if he actually remembers me because this is 12 years ago.
Damn.
When I was looking for my apprenticeship, I walked into his shop, and the shop that he was working at was over here, like a home boulevard, right hand of the N5 freeway.
Oh shit.
And I came and showed him my work. I told him I want to be an apprentice. At the time, the owner of the shop wasn't there, but he told me to come back. And so the next day when I came back, Sky was still there, and the owner was there, but the owner was in the middle of a bag piece. So the owner came to talk to me. He told me, like, "Hey, you wait for me. When I'm done work, I'll come talk to you."
Mm-hmm.
I ended up waiting over 8 hours,
Oh
just
shit.
sitting there.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually asked Sky for a piece of paper and some pencils, and I just started to draw. Try to kill the time since I was just gonna sit there. Like
Mm-hmm.
this was the first closest thing to a possibility to making this happen.
Mm-hmm.
I had already gone to almost every shop in San Diego, trying to get it. So him telling me, "Hey, I'll give you the time of day to talk to you." I was like, "I'm staying here. I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait, and I'm gonna get this."
That's
And
awesome.
so the guy comes out. His name is Mark. Shout out to Mark. He's a
Mm-hmm.
dope guy. Yeah, he he sees my drawing. He asked me if I traced it. I told him, "Nah, I just copied it off the flash that you have right here."
Mm-hmm.
So he looked impressed with it. He says, I'll be right back. He goes to the back, comes back with a bunch of tracing paper, a traditional rose, and the word name. He hands it over to me. He tells me, "Come back when you have 100 of each." I came back the next morning before he opened shop.
Ah, he
My
wasn't
dad
expecting
go to
that.
work at yeah, definitely. My dad had to work at 9 o'clock in the morning, so he had to drop me off before that. So he dropped me off there, and then I just sat there drawing, doing all the drawings, because I was already done with his drawings.
Right.
So when he showed up, he was like, "Dude, what are you doing here?" I handed him the drawing. I was like, "You told me to come back when I had 100 of each." So I did 200 drawings overnight,
Oh shit.
which honestly
Wow.
was pretty easy.
Uh-huh.
Because my mom had this like table with they had like a glass top.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the lamp and I put it under the glass top, and I just traced the same design over and over and over and over. Which is what he wanted me to do. My guy read that shit.
Fuck yeah.
So he tells me like, I actually don't want an apprentice right now, but I know who does. Get in the truck, let's go. So he took me down the street over here. It was called Ink Pushers Tattoo on Swift and University.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced me to this OG cat. His name is P Large. Shout out to Pete. He gave me he introduced me to him. He looks at me and he's like, "So what's up, kid? When you want to get started?" And I said, "Today,
Mm-hmm.
right now."
Mm-hmm.
And so he asked me to follow him to the back of the shop. He hands me a mop and a broom and says, "Get to work." I was like, "Cool." I'm already been a dishwasher. I've been a busboy. This is nothing, dude. I clean the shop real quick. You know? My mom's a housekeeper. My mom's a housekeeper, so I had no summers.
Yeah.
I woke up at 5 in the morning, go, clean house in the morning. So when he told me clean the shop, I was like, all right, is that all you want me to do? You want me to clean the bathroom too? Okay, I'll do it. And that was like the beginning of my journey. Ever since then, I was Monday through Sunday, 10 to 10, every day at the shop.
Wow.
Fuck yeah. But that was the beginning of the apprenticeship.
Yeah, and that's like true dedication. Like that's amazing work ethic. And I feel like a lot of people, they don't go through that, they just kind of expect like, oh, well, I'm talented, so I don't have to go through that. But it's like having to go through something like that obviously like makes like someone really appreciate like the work ethic, the dedication that you have for that shop, all that kind of stuff. So it speaks like volumes to like how much dedication you actually are putting into like something that you really want to do.
Yep, I wanted it. I really wanted it, and it was I had tunnel vision.
Yeah.
I saw my goal. I see where I was gonna go, and then I had to do whatever I had to do. Like I said, con ganas todo se puede.
Yeah. True.
Because you could have taken a week, you could have taken a couple weeks to draw those 100. He didn't say you had to have it the next day. He probably wasn't even expecting you the next day. But the fact that you showed up and surprised the fuck out of him, he's like, jump in the truck. He's like, I'll take you myself.
Yeah.
He's like, because that really does prove that you have what it takes to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's definitely what got him to be like, okay, dude, to take me seriously. Now, like in the position that I'm at, I can see why he did that and how it works to have an apprentice and be able to show someone else this craft, this love, like because you gotta love this. You gotta like really be in it for the love of the art, and that's what it was. Like I didn't even know about the money. I didn't even know I was gonna be able to make any money. I didn't make any money for 3 years. I was the apprentice. I got scraps. I got $5 if I got lucky.
Yeah.
So I had to do it. At one point, I was like taking the little the dimes and shit from my mom's penny cup so I could eat that day. Go buy myself a donut for $1.
Yeah.
Just keep going because I needed to be there. I needed to be at a shop every day, all day, and just try to soak in as much as I could.
That's true dedication.
It was good. I give a lot of props to Pete for starting me with that because he showed me a lot, and then he gave me history books on tattooing. And he told me read this. So I was able to learn the beginning, the roots of this whole art movement. This is older than humanity. It's as old as humanity is.
Yeah.
So him showing me this and showing me the American part of it and the Asian part of it and all of it. It helped a lot.
100%.
There, I was able to meet my other mentor. His name is Tony Lopez, and him and I clicked up, and he was the one that took me. We ended up having issues with the shop, so we parted ways, and I followed him, and he went from shop to shop to shop. At one point, I worked in downtown. I worked in El Cajon. I worked over there by Las Coaches. I worked in Park Boulevard, Oceanside. All thanks to this guy. He
Oh yeah.
He dragged me everywhere he went.
That's awesome.
That's what it was.
We'll be there at the next mural. We'll be following you, and we really, really appreciate it, Dentlock. It was really great to have this conversation with you today.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
100%.
We'll see you soon.
My wife loves that jacket though.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm very, very, very humbled by that.
Hell
so
yeah.
Thank you. And like we said, like we're really excited to follow your journey, and we're going to keep following it and keep sharing it and just show a lot of love and support.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We'll see you soon.
We'll see you soon, Denlock.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Stay safe.
Thank you, brother.
Thank
You too.
Good luck to everything.
Thank you.
You
Thank
too.
you. You too.